What's up traders, welcome to Failure to Displace. In this video we're going to take a look at this morning's London trading session, and rather unusually a setup on NAS 100. This follows on from a live stream ICT did earlier on in the week focusing on the London trading session and this indice. There was no setups on EURUSD, so we're going to do the breakdown analysis of this potential 5-hour trade offered on NAS. Let's jump into the charts now and see how this developed. Before we do jump into the analysis on the NAS 100, I'm going to run you through EURUSD and GBPUSD just to try and explain why I didn't take any trades or wasn't interested in looking for trades on these pairs. First of all, on EURUSD, it mainly stems from this price action from yesterday's morning session. So this is news-driven price action. We basically seek and destroy, I think is what ICT calls it. Raided both sides of the market, consolidated through New York PM session. It's consolidated in Tokyo as well. We did get a sweep of the New York PM session high here. However, we haven't touched the New York AM session levels. So I was a little bit concerned because we are bang in the middle of this range. If we drop onto the 1 minute, we can see when the Asia high was taken, which was at this run up here, price action is terrible. If I'm looking at volume coming in and we're seeing gaps all over the market with no direction, very small candles, I don't want to get involved in this. There's no clear direction. We've got major news coming this afternoon in form of CPI, I think. No, PPI this afternoon. So there's stacks of news coming this afternoon. So I'm assuming that nothing's happening EURUSD because we're just holding our breath until the news comes later on today. So when I saw this price action, you could maybe force a setup here. We did have a break of structure. We've left fair value gaps, but there was nothing I was interested in. So that totally discounted EURUSD for me. Pound, similar kind of story really. On the 15-minute time frame, we are again in the middle of the range. Slightly cleaner price action on the pound than there was on the euro, but we're still in this range. I was really looking, you can see I have an alert set here. I wanted to see a sweep of the New York AM session high to look for a reversal. We did sweep the Asia high, and then we pipped through this buy side from the New York PM session high, but this basically just created relative equal highs in my opinion. Therefore any short trades I didn't want to get involved in because I was expecting a run back up to take these equal highs and then potentially take us up to take the New York AM session high as well. So I wasn't looking for any shorts here because it wasn't giving me confidence given the fact that we just created equal highs and we were in the middle of the range. So that's why I wasn't interested in trades on pound or euro this morning. So here we are on NAS 100 and we'll try and run through why this potentially offered us a setup when EURUSD and GBPUSD clearly have nothing. Traditionally there is no volume for me in London session when trading the US indices. However, I did see a live stream from ICT earlier on in the week and he was using NAS 100 in the London session as his examples. So he obviously believes that there is potential to be profitable when trading London session. What interested me this morning on this particular pair is that we've taken previous day's high. So unlike EURUSD and GBPUSD where we were stuck inside, consolidating inside the New York AM sessions range, at least NAS has pumped up, taken the high of the range, and we're getting a bit of a pullback coming into the London Open. So that makes it a little bit more interesting than the other two pairs. We're basically looking for exactly the same setups as we normally do. So we're looking for displacement, inverted fair value gaps, breaker blocks, the usual stuff that we're looking for. So obviously the entries are the same whether we're trading indices or the Forex pairs. Scroll forward now on the 5-minute chart just to see what potential we've got. So before we start, you can see that we've created relative equal highs here, just as the Asia session is closing. So we do have buy side liquidity that's been engineered just above us. Price is pulling back into the range. We're going to start monitoring price action from 1 AM. So this is when I am at the chart for the London Open. This is the start of a new 4-hour candle. So one 4-hour candle's just closed. We're opening into a new 4-hour candle. This can be an injection of volume and then potentially give us a direction for the session. So London opens, gap down into these fair value gaps, order block. Come and sweep the high. So here we can drop onto the 1 minute now. We've swept liquidity. We're having this kind of aggressive move higher. We've swept the high. It's only with a wick. So again, we're just creating more equal highs at the moment. So we want to see a break, an aggressive break out of that range and then an aggressive buy back into the range. So here we go. Displacement out of the range. And then we want to see an aggressive buyback. There's nothing too aggressive there. We're just kind of grinding down back into the range. So nothing that I would look to buy on there. What we can see at this point is we have broken structure here. In fact, let's just use this. So this is a swing low. Mark it as a breaker structure. So we have broken structure at this point. This is a breaker block. So this here is a down closed candle before the new high was put in. So we've aggressively come out, we've pulled back into the range. I wouldn't say that this is aggressive price action back into the range at all. We've just kind of worked our way down now with a little bit of a break of structure, but we have left a breaker block at that point. A breaker on the 1 minute. We've left a fair value gap, which is actually a balanced price range. So here we have a bullish fair value gap between this candle and this candle, where that gap is, followed by a bearish. So we do have a BPR at that point as well. So balanced price ranges are very sensitive areas where you can expect a reaction if price does come back there. So we've got a breaker with a BPR, and then we've got this order block here now. So we've left this bullish candle as an order block. So we've got 3 PD arrays now that we've broken through along with our break of structure after sweeping liquidity. We can see how price is going to react when we get to these areas if we get a pullback. Obviously we've got the session low as sell side liquidity. We've kind of got this ramped volume again that I've spoken about in earlier videos. So there's room for price to fall down here. We've not been trading in this area much, so there's not much resistance here. So it could fall through this to the sell side. Price is grinded up. So what's coming to mind is these equal lows here, or relative equal lows. So sell side at this point as well. So let's just see if we get a pullback. What time are we at? So we've got 2 AM coming up here. So let's just see if we get anything around these areas at 2 AM. So we are pulling back. Let's just drop a pin on 2. We'll come back into the breaker block. Pinned into there at 159. So that there is quite interesting price action. So we're coming into the start of a new hour. We've got 3 PD arrays above us here. So something I've heard ICT mention in one of his videos is when he is in a trade, if he sees 3 PD arrays failing, then he will get out of that trade because potentially the move is over. So if he's in profit and then 3 PD arrays get broken, he'll get out. So 3 PD arrays seem to be quite good confluence. We do have those stacking up here. Breaker block, BPR, order block. We're coming into a new hour. We've got a rejection candle at this point. So we've come back, we've come into a breaker, we've come into a BPR. We do have an order block above us as well, and we've got a rejection candle. See what the new candle looks like. first candle of the hour is a doji. We've kind of got like a mini M pattern here, and we're respecting this BPR. So I would be tempted to enter a short position on the basis that these three PD arrays should hold. So if they fail, we're obviously wrong. So you would have a stop loss above the order block, entry at this breaker block here. You could mark it by, or set a limit for the break of this, and then targeting this sell side. For a first take profit. So the thesis is that we've broken outside the range, taken liquidity, pulled back into the range. We've left these PD arrays stacked up, so we've got multiple levels of confluence. After breaking structure, we've got this ramped volume, session low as well. We're showing rejection at 159 and 2 for the start of the new hourly candle. So I would hope then that this new hourly candle is going to bring in volume to take us lower, take out this sell side. I need to be covering these three PD arrays. So the most extreme is this order block, to ensure that my risk is properly managed. Targeting for a take profit 1, this sell side here, which is only giving us a 1.3, but it means we can get risk free, and then ultimately looking to take out these relative equal lows down here. So let's see how this performs. So we do have, look, there we go, 201. We have a large engulfing candle, leaving a fair value gap, and price is driving away. Now, if you wanted, you could have entered there. So you've had a break of structures, like a second confirmation with a fair value gap. So there's the potential just to take a short position on the top of that fair value gap, put your stop loss above the high, and then go again. Similar 1.2, so you could get risk free at that point, 1.2. However, I would want my stop really above this. Price has come down. It's respecting this larger fair value gap at the moment. It's not hit our take profit yet. Pulling back. So we are into a drawdown. We've just hit that order block now. I would be very worried if I was in this trade at this point. The order block has held us. So price is rejecting strongly from that order block. And there we go. So we hit our take profit 1. Equal lows here, and then also obviously the session lows down here. Our sell side. We're going to target these relative equal lows for take profit 2. Time did that reversal take place? So basically we had half an hour of messing around. We got in at 2 AM, 2:30, price had come back, tested the order block, so the final PD array, our final line of defense, and then pulled away at 2:31. So again, keeping in mind the 15-minute candles. Direction was created at 2:31, and we are now pulling away. Took that liquidity at 3. We had half an hour down to take this liquidity. And let's see if we can continue down now. Pull back, so messy price action. A lot of this is probably a result of having all of this news later on today. This is not clean price action, difficult trading conditions. Creating liquidity here, so we are engineering liquidity with relative equal lows at this point. So at least there's a reason for us to come lower. Yeah, we swept that liquidity. So there's your take profit too. 3.6R has been done. Long drawn out trade, not enjoyable, but the setup, obviously the 3 PD arrays and the sweep of liquidity is proving that we're going to need to dig further into liquidity to look for any kind of reversal. Ultimately looking for 5R, which would be these equal lows, which is our Asia low. I would be out by that point. So we've taken that. Do we take the actual daily low, which was put in just down here? So we don't. We're pulling back now. We have created relative equal lows. We've taken these equal lows here at the bottom of the Asia session. We do have this for the daily low, which hasn't been tapped, so we could be coming back down to attack that in the New York session. But there was a solid 5.15R there. Using the same entry techniques that we use every single day. Sweep of liquidity, which we took higher, which just happened to be the previous day's high, and this engineered liquidity here. Pull back, break a block balance price range, order blocks, so 3 PD arrays there. And then looking at the 15-minute cycles, 2 AM volume comes in, 2:30, more volume comes in to give us an actual direction. I hope that was useful for you. Very, very tricky trading this morning. I didn't take any trades, so I didn't take this because, as I say, I don't trade NAS 100. Something that I just started monitoring after seeing ICT's live stream, and this is what I found. EURUSD and Pound USD, definitely not something that I'd be interested in looking at this morning. So I hope that was useful. If it was, leave the video a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the section below. I'll be happy to get back to you and help you where I can. If you enjoy this kind of content, then please consider subscribing. I'm dropping videos like this every single day, reviewing sessions and any trade analysis that I take. Hopefully we can all learn together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.